Welcome back to Growing Out Loud. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have you on here with me again. This is episode 10. 10 episodes later. And it's really crazy to think that this is episode 10 of this podcast. And I know 10 is not a huge number or anything, but for me, it actually is something because I know for how long I have been putting off this idea of starting a podcast, right? It's been on my mind for like the longest time. And I think while I was trying to reflect, I was going through recordings, my recordings, and I've made a lot of recordings pretending to be on my quote unquote podcast. And it's just nice seeing my thoughts and seeing how much I've changed and grew over time. And yeah. So when I started this podcast, I did not really know what it was going to become. I still don't think I know what it's going to become. I just knew I had lots of thoughts, like a lot of feelings, but like I wanted someone to put them in. So yeah, I started recording. And at first, it honestly felt strange. So if I'm being honest, talking into a microphone about things I am still trying to figure out about myself because I am still a work in progress and I don't have everything figured out. And I never wanted this podcast to feel like I did because I did not. I still don't. I still don't have my life figured out. And I just wanted it to be a space where I could process life out loud. Hence the name, Thinking Out Loud. And I never wanted this podcast to feel like I did. I think I just wanted it to be a space where I could process life out loud. And now that I'm 10 episodes in, and I have started noticing something interesting, right? I've started noticing something interesting. Every episode has been about a different topic from a different perspective, but somehow they like all connect. Like a lot of them are about growing up, about friendships, changing, about trying to like understand myself better. And it's about also about us slowing down, about realizing that life doesn't always have to look the way you expected it to, right? And I think what I've realized while making this podcast is that growing up is a lot quieter than I thought it would be. When you're younger, you think life changes are going to be really obvious. Like you'd wake up one day and suddenly feel like an adult, but the reality is, it's not that way. It doesn't work that way, right? Or you suddenly feel like you know exactly what you're doing, but that's not really how it works. It's more subtle than that. It's noticing that your friendships look different now. It's feeling nostalgic about things that used to feel normal. It's having ambitions for your life, but also feeling tired sometimes. It's slowly understanding yourself in ways you didn't believe before. And I think that's what this podcast has been for me. It has been a place to notice these things, a place to pause and actually think about what's happening in my life instead of just rushing through it. Because sometimes life moves so fast that we don't stop to process anything. We just move from one stage to the next, one goal to the next, one chapter to the next. And the thing about this is, let's say for the goal, right? Even after we've achieved that goal, we still aim for more. Like we don't live, for most of us, we don't live in the present. We don't live to actually like enjoy this moment. Like we are living in our answered prayers. But because we are so busy chasing the next goal, we don't even realize that we have achieved this thing. This season, this period experiencing right now is something we have been praying for. And now that we're in it, it's like, okay, what's the next one? Moving on to the next. That's why it's good to slow down, right? And then somewhere in the middle of that, right, we forget to ask ourselves how we actually feel, right? And I think this podcast has helped me to do that. I hope it has helped you to do that too. It helped me slow down enough to notice my own thoughts, to sit with them, to question them, and sometimes even change my perspectives on things. Because I'm noticing that, I've noticed that when I started this podcast and me now, like we're totally different people. I was overthinking and thinking it was a whole big thing I'm trying to do, thinking I need to be perfect, I need to have everything in place, forgetting that the growth happens while I take the step, right? The growth is going to happen when I start. I'd begin to see changes, I'd begin to become better, right? And I personally I can notice the difference between my episode 1 and my episode 10. It might not be significant. Sometimes that's the thing about growth. Sometimes it could be very subtle, and you might not even notice something has shifted. So maybe when you're reflecting. So another thing I've also realized that feeling unsure about the future, feeling nostalgic about the past, feeling like you're in between chapters. Those things are not rare. They're actually really common, because sometimes hearing someone else say what you're thinking makes you feel less alone. And maybe that's what I hope this podcast can be. Not a place where someone gives you the answers to life, but just a place where we can sit with the questions together. Because honestly, I am still figuring things out too. So 10 episodes later, I don't suddenly have everything figured out. But I do feel a little more aware of myself, a little more comfortable with the fact that life is a process. And maybe that's enough for now. So if you've been listening to this podcast, even if it's just one episode, I really, really do appreciate you being here. It means a lot more than you probably realize. And I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited to have you on here with me. And because even if the 10 episodes were about understanding where I am right now, maybe the next 10 would be about discovering where I'm going. And I think that's all for today. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for staying with me. This is 10 episodes later, and Alhamdulillah, we're so up and going.